Left leg and the hip. I need engagement. There we go. Engagement. Forward, 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 and forward. Good boy. Okay, so I said I was going to put Bob back in training. And I want to move him around. He just tried to smash my knee into the wall. Move him around, let's see what we got. And I need to trot him and work on bridling up, rounding, I know that. I just walked him around for a minute. Let's ask him to trot. Let's see what we get. Didn't get a buck this time, that's better. Got a good bit of forward. I would really like for him to steer to start with. I want to start working on rounding him up. He's had a lot of training in the past, so some of it I'm sure I'm going to have to go back and recover, but I'm not going to start all the way in the beginning because I know what he's had because I've done it, and I want to just work on the filling in the holes that is missing since we started him on that supplement, and he acts like a different horse. So right now I'm trotting him around. I have a little bit of contact with his mouth. I'm not really pulling his nose in. I just have a short rein, and whatever hand I feel him put pressure on, I'm pushing him with that spur. So if he puts pressure on my right hand, I'll push with my right spur. If he puts pressure on my left hand, I'll push with my left spur. I'll also use my spurs to guide him around. And I want to work towards rounding his back and bringing his nose in. I know that he knows how to collect nice, but when he did it before, that was before he started the supplement, and we're going to have to kind of go back and recover that. Kind of like taking some refresher courses. So that's basically what I want to do. I'm not wanting to start him completely over if I can help it. I just want to refresh where the holes are, where he needs a little help. So I'm going to work towards where I feel his back is up, his forehead is perpendicular to the ground, and he's pushing with the back end. So as he softens to my hands, I will take the reins up until I reach that point of roundness. I'm not going to just go to that all at one time. As you see, as I've been trotting him around, it has been getting better. If you're working this with your horse, you're asking him to use muscles that he hasn't been using a lot or often. So if you do a lot of this at one time, it will make your horse back sore. So you need to be aware of that. It doesn't mean that there's a problem. It just means that he's using muscles he's not used to and they're just sore. Just like us. You go work out, first time or two you work out, you're going to be sore. Same way with a horse. No different. He's starting to relax. Starting to get much nicer. Left shoulder's kind of falling into a counter bend. So I made contact with my left rein, left leg. Got into bend correctly. There we go, good boy. Now let's give him a little slack. I don't want to get him too sore back here. Let him trot around on the loose rein. In dressage, in most tests, maybe all tests, I'm not sure, there's a free walk at some point in the test. And that's basically what I'm doing here. I'm giving him slack and I'm giving him the opportunity to relax all those muscles that I was asking him to collect up. In dressage, they want to see the horse stretch down. And if he does stretch down, that's okay. And what I do, I don't really see that is as important as what they put it in the relevance in the dressage test. I think The lower level test is a multiplier there, and you get, helps your score. At this stage, I want him to have the opportunity to relax. But if he stretches down or don't stretch down, it doesn't really matter to me. Basically, I want him to collect and relax. And collect. Picked up my hands and he just kind of lugged on them, pushed forward, so I just set my hands, used my spurs to get him off my hands. There we go. And relax. Let's go the other way. Wonder what'll happen if I lope. We're on the wrong lead to begin with. Let's see if he'll pick up the correct lead. Still on the wrong lead. Instead of fighting that lead, let's just go the other way. So I could really work him and work on picking up that right lead, which I might end up doing eventually. But he really wants to pick up the left lead. That's what he was setting his body up for. There's no reason to get in that fight now when I'm working on body control anyways, and I get that kind of refreshed and working good. Then there we go. Then it'll be easier to pick up the right lead and work it then. That's where the experience of training horses through their whole starting all the way to a finished horse, that's where that comes in handy. It's where that experience is really valuable, because you learn how things are going to work later in training, in later stages, and you learn what to work on when. So now as I'm loping around, I'm pretty much just making him point his nose to the left when he brings it to the outside. I'm sending him forward with both legs. He's pretty unfit. You saw in the other videos that I did with him, he put on a good bit of weight when I started this supplement. So he's put on weight, but he hasn't put on muscle. Saw that bad spot of dirt when we were coming around. So he's put on weight, but not muscle. So you really don't have the drive in the back end or the lift in the shoulder to stay where he needs to stay. So that's why the shoulder is wanting to fall, and that makes the head go to the outside. So I'm just asking him to point his nose and send him forward, push with the back end, and that's going to lift the shoulder. Not going to get involved doing anything real drastic. Don't drag my knee. Not going to get involved doing anything real drastic. Just going to point the nose and send forward. So that's for a stop over here. Whoa. He has had, let's back up, let's go the other way. He has had a good bit of reining training in the past, but he has not had sliders on in a long time, quite a few years. So he's not used to stopping with the slider, so I wasn't expecting that kind of stop, but I was expecting him to try to stop. So when you're in that in-between phase, you have to sit for just about any response. So I wonder if we can get the right lead now. It's a little early to ask for it, because I just told you why. Well, let's see what happens. I'm gonna wait till we get to that corner over there. We put a good bit of right leg on him to push his shoulders over. Ask him to tip his nose to the right with my right hand, and then I'll send him forward with my left leg back here. Nope, wasn't gonna happen, so I didn't ask for it. Let's go over here and we'll ask again. Nope, he didn't ask when I asked him to lope, but he didn't lope when I asked him to lope. Let's try this again. There we go. Come out of the turn, asked him to push, and was able to hold that body position through the lope transition. I can tell he doesn't feel as comfortable in this lead, so which means we're gonna have to do more of it. Again, I'm being soft on his face. I'm just pointing his nose, asking the body to bend, the body to steer. Put your nose down and pull on me. I will set my hands so that you don't do that. He has to bring his nose in. There we go. Not stretch it out. I know, kind of a soft spot in the dirt there. There. Now he's getting better with his face. There we go. Better. Ah, starting to look like something. Nope, you gotta keep going. Let's ask for the stop again. Whoa. Back up and turn. Okay. That went pretty decent. Let's ask for a little step around, a little bit of a moving the shoulders into a spin, and let's see what we get. I'm gonna start by just walking a couple circles to the left. Bend his body. It's really important that I get the bend. It's not that I'm asking him to spin. We're not necessarily working on spin. We want to accomplish spin, but what we want to practice is position. We get the position correct with impulsion from the back end and the front end stepping over, we will get a spin as a result. Nope, you got to keep your head this way. As soon as I asked him to spin, his head went to the right. Bad position. Let's ask him to go again. We don't have enough forward. A little bit of outside leg in the hip. Encourage forward. Encourage forward. And walk out. Wasn't too bad. He was actually getting some rhythm. He needs the back end. It isn't quite settled in yet. The back end is going to take care of itself. If you get everything else right, the back end will take care of itself. As I was asking for impulsion, engagement in the back end was starting to get better. Let's see what we get going to the right. Left leg in the hip, I need engagement. Need engagement. There we go. Engagement. Forward, 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 and forward. Good boy. He's rocked back too far. I'm gonna have to change the exercises so that we start trotting out of that spin. and that's going to correct that rocking back too far. But I got nice rhythm in the front end. Needs to be a little softer to my right hand. But I don't know about getting that stop. That stop might not ever come, but a lot of the pieces feel really good. I'm going to continue with him in training and see what we can do with him. He's 15. He's kind of old to be a prospect, but I know he has the basics of reining, and I know he has the basics of cow work. He might end up making a pretty decent cow horse. So this is Bob. I'll put a link up here to his other videos if you're watching on YouTube. Until next time, thank you for watching.